Going today. It's episode 29. I'm not muted. It's episode 29, live coding with me, Matt Groves. Today we're going to continue where I left off pretty much. On Tuesday we were adding LinkedIn to LinkedIn OAuth to Scavenger Hunt, and we're going to keep doing that. That was pretty darn easy. So we're going to try to add GitHub today. So it's going to be a little bit of off-the-screen work again because it involves client secrets, things like that. So hang in there. And there's also an admin bug that I've been meaning to fix as part of the Scavenger Hunt thing. Those are the two main things that I really wanted to get done before I deploy this at another event. And that other event's probably going to be All Things Open in Raleigh in October. So we're going to be done with these things in plenty of time, hopefully, and give it to some of the rest of my team to try it out. But we're going to work on that today. Maybe some other stuff if that stuff goes quick, but it never really does go quick here, right? The only stupid question, if you're in the chat room and you have a question, ask it. It's not stupid. It's only stupid if you don't ask it. So ask away. Any question about anything you see on the screen, any developer stuff, tech stuff, please ask away. We had questions on Tuesday about like programming Grand Theft Auto 5 or stuff like that. So those were fun. Ask away. Ask any question you think is relevant. Let's keep it to the realm of tech and programming. But if you're not sure if you should ask it or not, ask away anyway. All right, what else? We've got Team Live Coders. This is not my team, but I'm on the team. Oh, I typed it in incorrectly. There we go. Twitch/team/live coders. This is a team of people who are live coding on Twitch. Pretty self-explanatory. InstaFluff, one of our top performing team members. So if he's still streaming when we're done, we might go and raid him. We've raided him in the past, so maybe we'll raid somebody else. I don't know. But anyway, check it out. 78 team members on this team, all live streaming on different tech topics, IoT, to front end, to back end, to networking, all kinds of stuff. So all different time zones, everything like that. So check these out, and you can see who's active right now, and then these are just team members who are not currently live streaming. Okay, awesome developers streaming list. This is another resource for you to find other developers who are streaming, not just on Twitch, not just on the Live Coders team, but anywhere. And this was last updated 2 days ago. We checked it 2 days ago, so we're not going to check it again. But you can see if you just do a Control F here, it's a big text file with a lot of links to people's Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, etc. streaming where they're going to do some coding and stuff. So lots of choices here. Just do a Control F and search for a topic like Microsoft Azure, for instance. You can see people who are doing stuff with Azure. If you're interested in learning more about Azure, maybe check out those streams. And if you yourself are live coding on a stream, you can add yourself. You can submit your information and get yourself added. Surly Dev was in here on Tuesday. He is often in my room, hanging out, being surly, but he's also helps to maintain this list and get people added. So check that out. Awesome Developers is GitHub/BMB/awesome developer streams. Groves Tube. So if you want to go check out past episodes, past highlight clips of my Twitch channel here, that you can find them on Twitch, of course, but I also export them to YouTube. You can see the whole list there. Everything from live coding to some of the fun, off the wall gaming stuff that I'm doing. bit.ly/GrovesTube. Check it on out. All right, what else we got? Twitch bot is running. So that's this window back here. It's just a ASP.NET Core application, which is, if you haven't been here in a while, I've actually updated this app to be ASP.NET Core. Nothing I'm doing with ASP.NET Core yet, but we may get something fun with Signal or something. Hold on, responding to a text message I just got from the old wife, so I'll respond to that real quick. Okay, but TwitchBot is running, so it's recording chat messages as they come in. Not that I'm doing anything with them yet, but maybe in the future. And there's a few commands. We might add some more commands every once in a while I'll devote a stream to like improving or updating the chatbot. Right now it's just help, current project, and set current project. And what is in the current project actually? Let me, I'm not sure what it is. It is, yep, that's correct still. So we'll be working with the library I just linked to there, the OAuth providers, part of ASP.NET Contrib. And then I can, when I change that project, I can do a set current project. That's only me. I'm the only one that has permission to do that. All right, scavenger hunt. So let's go over and let's get to it. So last time, my license will expire in 6 days. Well, that's no good. Okay, hold on 1 second, and let me update my license. That's not good. How do I have to? I just moved it over. How do I register? Okay, check for an updated license. Okay, update my license successfully. So I guess I just need to click that link. All right, I want to make sure I'm legit before I start streaming here. Alrighty. So last time, and I'll just show you the page last time. Kind of get an idea here. So if we go back to the scavenger hunt database, which only has 3 documents in it right now, and I added a logout button. That's something I didn't do on the last stream. It's a real easy. Actually, I did add it on the last stream. I just didn't actually create a link to it. So we'll go to leaderboards here, and now we have the screen that says, okay, hey, you want to sign in? Well, first, we probably need to make this, not first, but we need to make this page a little friendlier, right? It's just like authentication. And, you know, this is a nice button, but, you know, there are official, like, LinkedIn buttons that people are going to be, it's going to be just a little bit more clear what they're doing when they click that button. But before we proceed with that, let's go and add a GitHub to it. So if we go to Startup here, all I had to do to add LinkedIn was these lines right here, and I added a configuration section, which we covered that last time. So now all I want to do is I want to add GitHub. So let's see if it's any, and there's tons of different providers we could add. I'm going to focus mainly on LinkedIn and GitHub. We can add more later if we get feedback along those lines. But let's just go check out, oh, that's not the documentation I want, is it? I mean, kind of, but I want to look at the sample project they have on GitHub. This is an open source project called it's part of ASP.NET Contrib, which is just community stuff to add to ASP.NET that Microsoft may not want to add themselves or may not have the resources to maintain themselves. Like, for instance, you know, you see this huge list of providers on here. I mean, that's a lot of work for Microsoft. That's easily a full-time job or 2 to go through and manage all this and find new ones and add new ones. But if there's, you know, a set of the community that wants to add Amazon support or add BattleNet support, then they can handle that themselves. But this is not an official Microsoft thing, as far as I know. Doesn't mean it's not cool. Doesn't mean it doesn't work. It's, let's see. So samples, what I want to look at here. Startup. Yes. Okay. This is interesting because it's similar, but it also has this options.scope.add user email, which I do want. I do want the user email. So let's just basically just copy and paste that. And I'll have to add GitHub in via NuGet. Where was that? These are all separate packages. GitHub. I wonder what happened. Something broke there with GitLab. I'll go check this out. So I'll just copy the package manager here into the package manager console. And yeah, UI is where I want to be. I don't need to specify the version number. Now, I think if I do, I lock it to a specific version. Although I'm not sure about that. Anyway, there we go. Add GitHub. And there it is. Some stray namespaces we don't need. All right, now, of course, don't actually have, those aren't the actual ID numbers to put in there. So I'll just kind of take a copy and paste of LinkedIn. But of course, we're going to do, it's not LinkedIn, it's going to be GitHub. But otherwise, it's going to be pretty much the same. Okay, so at this point, let me just take this off screen to make sure that we're okay. Yes, so I'll bring this back on screen just to kind of show you what I'm doing. So in the app settings JSON file, this is what we have for LinkedIn. And I'm not showing you this, but there is a secret a client ID there. So I need a similar thing for GitHub. Client ID will be something else, and client secret will be something like that. All right. So that's what I'm doing over here off screen, and I don't really want to show you this file. Client ID and client secret, because there's sensitive information in there. I don't want to stream that. It's not that I don't trust you, viewer. It's just that I don't really trust you. Okay, so that's there, and then I have it in several places. Okay, so what I need to do is actually need to get that client ID and client secret from GitHub. And I don't know exactly how to do that. I think I've done this before. Is it like api.github? Whoops. Something like that. Whoop, no, that's not it. That's the actual API. Okay, GitHub, client ID, register, something like that. Connect your app to GitHub. That's auth 0. Developer.github.com. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So we need to register your application. Okay, so I'm going to call my application Couchbase Scavenger Hunt. And the URL. Well, I think I've called it in the past huntwebsite.azurewebsites.net. And this is just going to be a Couchbase booth scavenger hunt app. Authorization callback URL. So the callback URL is so it's, and hopefully I can change this. But how did I find this last time for LinkedIn? I'll just log into LinkedIn here. So that's developer.linkedin.com. And I believe it tells me what it is. Under auth? Yes. So this is what it was for LinkedIn. I'm going to just guess that it's that for GitHub. And we will register the application. And taking it off screen because, good thing I did, because it immediately shows the client ID and client secret, and doesn't even attempt to obscure them, which normally is fine, except I'm streaming. I don't want people to see that. I don't want that to be recorded because then I couldn't use it. So I'm going to paste the client ID in there and paste the secret in there. Now I can also upload a logo, which I guess I can do real quick. I actually show this on the page. So I've scrolled past the part, the client secret. So this is zproj and scavenger hunt, UI, www root. I got some images here, so let's go with this one. Okay, I guess that's fine. Yeah, that all looks good to me. Okay, move it back off the page, update application. And I think we're all set. Okay. So I think that's it, actually, believe it or not. Now, back over here, there is a part where it might not work. And this is totally in my code now, but is in user service. Oh, I better close these files first. There we go. User service. And this is where I actually save the user to the database. So right now I just have this if statement that handles LinkedIn. This may not be the best way to do it or the right way to do it, but this works. And so we can refactor it later if we need to. Authentication type equals GitHub. I assume that's what it's going to be. Then I need to do something here, but I'm going to throw a not implemented exception because I don't know what that is yet. I'll probably set a breakpoint in here because then I can actually examine the claims, which is, I'm not an expert on this, but the claims is basically when you log in, my application is trying to exercise some claims upon your profile to say, okay, I would like your first name, please. I would like your email address, please. Things like that. Okay. Let's get it started. Let's see if we can log in with GitHub this time. I gotta say, this has been super easy to add this. Nothing against Okta, because Okta is a whole different thing. But this is probably what I should have done in the first place, is just implemented my own providers. But I wanted to, I thought I could do that with Okta eventually, and I also wanted to kind of allow people to create their own accounts initially. But as I learned when we first hit the event, people don't really want to sit there and create accounts. They'd much rather log in with credentials they already have. So let's make sure I have my cookies all cleared out. And I will go to just one of these pages will trigger me for login. Okay, now GitHub showed up here as an option. Now, if you remember last time, the view, what we're showing here, the HTML, is a for loop that goes through all the different providers we've added. So I haven't had to do any additional UI changes. GitHub just shows up automatically. So we'll connect using GitHub. Looks like it's working. And it's going to be able to get my email address. So that may be the part right here, where it's just saying add user email. So I would really like to understand this more. Like, what else could I get from GitHub if possible? Can I get organization? And that's something I looked into a little bit with LinkedIn as well. So I just need to understand that more. But let's authorize this and see if it works. Okay, good. And it got to the exact part I expected it to, throw the exception. So it seems like we're authenticated. True. Yep. So I'll take this off screen a little bit here again, just to take a peek at the claims that are in there. And it looked very similar to what I had before, although there's not a first name, last name. So maybe I can do those things, but the email address is coming in just fine. And my full name is there, GitHub name. And yeah, so that's good. I don't think there's any danger in showing this. So if I'm looking at user context and this claims. So this contains some information. Oh, what happened? This contains some information. Oh, I can't zoom in. Shoot. Let's do this. So this contains the claim information I'm getting from GitHub. So you can see it's my username, my email address, which is much less embarrassing than the one I showed yesterday, and my GitHub name, and my actual GitHub URL, which I don't really need for this application. And I'm not sure what this identifier is. This might just be some sort of GitHub internal ID number that I may need for future API requests if I were to do that. What I'd like to see, and this is really a problem, this is probably the right way to do it, but I'm storing first name and last name in my system right now. I don't really need to do that. I could probably just store a name field. But I'm curious to see if I could get first name and last name as separate fields there from GitHub. But I'm just wondering how to do that. But anyway, it looks like it's working. So we could just do something hacky. Hey, it's Calvin Allen. yo diggity, gotta bag it up. It's no diggity, sorry. I don't know what yo diggity is. But I want to set like user first name equals something and user last name equals something. Do I really need first name and last name? I don't know. Do I need to be separate, I guess? Not really. But I like to see if I have the option to do that. So let's go back over to startup. Now, this added email to the scope here, I'm wondering, like, what else can I add? And, how do I find this information? Like, is there a first name field, for instance? I could just guess, but how do I find and know this stuff? So let me see if there's anything in documentation here on GitHub. Okay. So I'm at developer.github.com. Apps, building OAuth apps, custom badges. I've already done this stuff already. Understanding scopes. Oh, yeah, those scopes. That's what I was doing, right? You should work on my Twitch bot on your stream. I should work on your Twitch bot on my stream? I don't think so, buddy. I barely have time to work on my own Twitch bot. I was just talking about that before you came in. I have a little bit of a backlog here. I'm not nearly as organized as you on your stream, but I have some ideas here to enhance my Twitch bot. You know, you could also just use my source code, Calvin. It's a totally open source project, but where's the fun in that? But you could certainly refer to it if you want to. Using the command query pattern in there, which is kind of interesting. We'll see how that plays out. But anyway, back to GitHub. Available scopes. Oh, well, I think this is what I want, isn't it? Because what I had scope for was user email. User email. There it is. Okay. I thought about that too. Trying to reuse an existing bot and enhance it for different channels. I make no promises about my code, but it's not tested very well, for instance. Unit tested, I should say. But you're certainly welcome to refer to it. Not that there's anything really groundbreaking in there. All right, but what I'm interested in is kind of like, if in your GitHub profile you can say like what company you work for, what your job title is. I think. Can I do that? It's not terribly important, but I'm just kind of curious how this works. So yeah, I guess I have organizations. Grants full access to private and public repositories. That includes organizations. I don't really want to dig into that. Just the names is all I really want, but this would be a lot of work to do that, I think. So if I can't get it, I can't get it, but I don't know. What else we got in here? Fully managed? No, I don't need to. Read-only access to, okay, that might be interesting. Why do I do that? Read the organization. Yeah, I don't need to make any changes to it. Public keys. Nope, not interesting. Organization hooks. No, thank you. Notifications. Nope. Team discussions. No, okay. All right, well, let's just see what I get with that. That might be enough to go on. So I'm going to, again, I'm just going to set a breakpoint here. See what I get back. And it might be a collection of organizations, which is fine. I can write that to my database as well. I don't even have to worry about schema. I can just throw it right in there because I'm using a NoSQL database. Let's log out. delete my cookies. No cookies here. Leaderboards. Connect using GitHub. Okay, interesting. So this is actually showing a different login screen. So this may be the direction I want to go with LinkedIn as well, but it can see my email address and it can get access to orgs. Some of these orgs don't allow me to do that. That's interesting. But it could show that I'm part of Conduct, and I'll show I'm part of Couchbase. That's information I might want to know. Okay, authorize. Let's see what happens. I just want to see, before I show you. Okay. So now I'm a bit confused, because if I look at user, I look at claims, there's no, they aren't showing up here in the claims. So where do I get that information? Still the same 5 claims from before. Name, label, non-public members. Oh. Claims identity. It's the same ones here. So where would I get that information? Now, I was experimenting a little bit with LinkedIn. I was kind of running into a similar issue. Although I never got this far with the GitHub that showed me all the different login options. So I don't know what to do there. Let me go back to that documentation though. Was there a split out name? Yeah, there's not. Okay. Well, that's all right. So I've just got name on here. Really, that's all I've got. Shoot, I didn't see what the claim was called. But if I go to this, like that. I would like to get title and company organization, but those are not critical. So I can set the name equals to whatever this is, user context.claim. And again, I don't know if this is the correct, best, worst, whatever. And I don't know what this ends with is. That's the thing. Just get that and stick it in name. Now, maybe to make this easier on myself for now, what I'm going to do is just get a little hacky, I think. And we're going to take the name. We're going to split it up into, based on space. Okay. And then I'm going to say user.lastname equals, wait, what is this? Oh, okay. We'll wrap this in a if full name not equals null. And I'm going to say last name is name tokens, name tokens dot length. Can I get the last one? User dot first name equals, what I want is the first name to be every token except the last one. Do you know how to do that, Calvin? I can just take name tokens dot count minus 1 and then join those together. Something like that. Because so my GitHub name, skip one, take one. Well, that's assuming, Calvin, that it's going to be first name space last name. And that isn't always the case, right? So for instance, my GitHub name is Matthew D. Groves. So I want Matthew D to be the first name and Groves to be the last name. But I mean, there are other more complicated names than that. Some people have 4 or 5 names, right? Depending on their accounts. So I just want to stick everything in the first name except for the last token, will be last name. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Give me the last token for the last name and put everything else, just combine that into the first name. Do you think that's going to work? I guess we'll find out. You're multitasking. I understand, Calvin. No need to apologize. I'm pretty sure 99% of the people who come into this channel are doing something else. And that's totally fine. It's just like with Twitter. There are some people who are like, I don't like Twitter because I can't keep up with all the messages. Well, then don't. Don't keep up with all the messages. Just whatever is on the screen, go with that. If you missed 100 messages yesterday, don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay, so leaderboards. This will hit me with GitHub, and I'll go into there, and then we'll set the breakpoint. Because I screwed up, because I didn't put the right thing in there. Okay, not what I wanted. Where's my... Yeah, let me go and delete that user. That is not a valid user. You can go away. Another thing might be useful to save is the login method they're using, right? Save LinkedIn or GitHub. That might be useful. Okay, so let's try this again. Stop the presses. And we'll log out. And make sure cookies are gone. Yep. Leaderboards. I didn't need to set leaderboards as invite code. More fun. Okay, using GitHub. Okay. User context. Now what I want is claims. And I want this one. Type. Yeah, it doesn't need to be ends with. It can just be equals equals. Earn, URN. I don't know what URN means. Universal resource name? I don't know. And then it will get that. So I want to see if that's going to properly, and again, this will be where unit tests will come in very handy. In fact, I may want to make that code part of the user class instead of putting it here. I don't know if I'll need it anywhere else than here, but probably makes more sense there. Invite code, GitHub. Okay, so my full name, as you can see here, is Matthew D. Groves. So I want the first name to be Matthew D, the last name to be Groves. Oh, I probably need to trim that, don't I? Okay. So name tokens, there's 3 of them, Matthew D and Groves. Okay. And so last name is going to be Groves. First name is going to be Matthew D. Oh yeah, no need for trimming. It probably wouldn't hurt, but in this case, no need for trimming. Because it splits it by this, right? But it couldn't hurt to put a trim in there. So probably what I should do is user.fullname. Is it worthwhile to do that? Question, do you need the name to be split? Instead of trying to split and GitHub, why not combine LinkedIn to full name? Yeah, so I was thinking about that. I don't really need it to be split. However, the data I've already collected, and maybe this is just, who cares, but the data I've already collected at the last event, it was split to first name and last name. So the option there is I could go back and change that name to combine it. Yeah, so what do you think? You think that's probably the way to go, huh? because parsing names is kind of a fool's errand, right? So we can just set it like this. I think you're right, Calvin. I should put a check in there for apostrophe, just to make sure, because a name with an apostrophe is not a valid name. Unless you want to send personalized emails, hey Matthew. Well, this isn't really designed to be a marketing, like we're not mining these people for marketing emails, right? If we got their contact information, it would be so we could reach out to them to give them a prize, or to maybe to follow up on a question they had or something like that. So it's not going to be a mass market email input. At least I hope not. So there we go. So just have name. Now, first name and last name, there's probably a few places in the code where I have to deal with that. Yeah, like user document here is, whoops. Yeah, this is the actual document that gets stored in the database. Or the form of the document gets stored in the database. So we can just take that off of there. User info.name. And so, I mean, that kind of makes it very small right now. It's just email address and name until I can figure out how to get, job title or organization or company, which, again, not super important for this application, but it might be nice to have, especially if it's like, oh, my name is Steve Smith. No offense, Steve Smith, but very, very common name. So it's just like, oh, you can, I think Steve Smith had a question. And, okay, well, which Steve Smith is it? On the 10,000 that are on LinkedIn, how do I go and find them? But I guess the email address probably provides some uniqueness there as well. Okay. So let's do a compile, because it probably broke some other stuff. Okay. This is creating a user. I don't think that's a big deal. Why is that different than here? I don't know. Okay, user document has, and this is the, okay. Yeah, there's an admin page. So I'm breaking a whole lot of stuff here, Calvin. Thanks to you and your suggestion. That's okay. It probably makes more sense in hindsight. Do it this way. Oh, what? User admin. Details view. Okay, so I'm guessing there's an error here, but it's details. It's not opening it up when I click on that. Now, that's funny. In the actual details page, I just basically combined them in the UI, so with the space in between. No point in doing that. I thought I was on the leaderboard as well. Also, leaderboard. Although, looks like I combined the name there too. So I've already done this. It is a good suggestion, Calvin. So it looks like it didn't break as much stuff as I thought. So good. It's a good suggestion, Brent. They're good dogs. All right, let's try it here. Let's fire up the old browser. Logouts. You got it, nice. Oh, not exactly an obscure reference. Okay, and there we go. So now we have name is here, but all these things are still null because I haven't been able to actually get them email address. Why do I store that separately? I got to sneeze. See, that's the kind of quality content you get from Twitch live streams. You get to see live sneezes. I'm confused about the email being separate, because the email is basically the document key. There's no sense. I don't know why I would store it twice. I don't know. I must have had some reason for it. Create user. There's no update user, I don't think. Anything like that yet. Get user, get all users paged. I do a s.star, which is a no-no, but whatever. Admin email addresses, remove admin access, yeah. Okay. So there we go, we're all set. Delete this one again. Logout. Invite code. GitHub. Okay, retrieve, and there we go. Email address there, but it's also up here. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so I don't have any... So one minor issue here, I didn't think about this, is previously with Okta, for admin privileges, you just have to have one of these couchbase.com addresses. Now, if you're logging in through GitHub or LinkedIn, you might not be using your Couchbase email address. For me, for instance, I don't have an official Couchbase GitHub account, so I could create one, certainly. So this is more of an admin problem, because the issue here is, okay, I add myself here as an admin, no big deal. I refresh this, I should get admin privileges. Huh? It may be double checking the couchbase.com in there, but the problem then is, okay, I don't know. Let's put in disgruntled employee at gmail.com. If that person becomes disgruntled, they leave the company, maybe they, I don't know, they did something horrible, and they get fired. Now they still have access to this app. Not that they can do much damage with it, but something to consider there. But I'm just going to not worry about that problem. That's going to be my solution, is not worry about it. All right, let's see if I have something else that double checks couchbase.com somewhere. Yeah, so I do have this. When you're adding someone in the interface, they have to have couchbase.com. What else? That seems to be the only place. So why isn't it letting me do it? I should be able to have admin access now. GitHub. Huh. Why isn't that showing up? Can I go there directly? Oh, what is it? It's not. It's admin. We're going to layout and Admin zones. Yeah, so this is checking if user is admin user. Is that code that I wrote? Claims to list. Oh. Okay. I gotta change this too. This was coupled, I didn't realize it, but this was coupled to Okta. So I've got to figure that out. But if I go to, I should have access to it. Well, no, oh, maybe not, because it's probably using the same as admin user. Yep. Okay. No problem. So this gets a list of email admin addresses. And, So what I can do is I can just say, I don't know, return user repository dot is admin user, and I could submit to this. Where is it down here? So this username, this comes from get username. That also is probably, oh boy. It's probably also tied to something. So that's not good. Well, this is more complicated than I expected it to be today, which is fine, So I just want to take some notes here about LinkedIn and GitHub and like how those claims look. Because if they're both have something in common, even if they don't, probably should. Probably need to do some refactoring. User claims. And its email address. Yep, so that's right. But what if I did it with LinkedIn? Today's coffee is creme brulee, by the way. Creme brulee flavored that my wife picked up at a grocery store. It's pretty good. So this is the LinkedIn version. It's also the same thing. So it's following a similar schema. So that part's probably fine. Okay, so that's fine. It's just this part right here. Is an admin user. So I want to have the email address equals get username. And I want to say, let's return basically user repository dot is admin user. And actually, do I really even need this part in here? So I'm basically just going to be checking the database. Oh, no. Okay, I don't need to do that. Okay. Yeah, we're good. So if admin users contains email address, that's it. Just return that. Okay. Trying to make it more complicated than it needs to be. There we go. Admin button showing up. And we'll go to zones. There's the zones. Okay, terrific. So another bug that I saw, and I thought I had tested for this and tried this. Oh, what's that one? Groves, comma. What's with the comma? Admin CSHTML. Looking for this one here. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. So user admin index view also has first name and last name. That needs to be just name. So that's going to break something, I'm sure. Oop. Yeah, right here. How did I not see that before? Okay. And index, okay. So this is just going to be name. And I'm curious if it's doing some ordering, the query there. This is user admin index view. Where is this used? No, specifically, where's this used? Services. Get all users paged. Yeah, so this has got to be doing ordering of some sort. It's ordering by last name, first name. Okay, so I probably need to do a search for this, but we'll just order it by name. Like, let's just do a search for last name. See what else comes up. U.name. Don't we need to do the as there? Group by name. I don't know why that needs to be there either. Okay. So a couple places that ReSharper didn't catch. Which is fine. Yep, that's good. Okay. All right, so the only place refers to first name and last name is in LinkedIn, where it actually splits them up. And I'm just reassembling them. Okay. Something, again, probably unit tests would be catching if I was tenacious enough to do unit tests. Okay, so what's this one here? So this is going to be an issue if when I'm using the old data, because there's first name and last name. So two approaches to that is, well, three approaches really. One is just don't worry about it, ignore. Second approach is I could do something in C# to, when I read these out, combine them into name, and then when I write them back in, it'll fix it. Excuse me. The third option, which is probably what I'm going to go with, is just do a mass update to create a name field. Excuse me. So something like this. I have enough indexes for this. So select star from, I'm in Couchbase now. Select star from, where was it? Scavenger Hunt? Where name is missing. Okay, name is missing, and so we'll just do h.star. H.name is missing, and h.type equals user. So it's just one of those. And so I'm going to then say update scavenger hunt set name equals first name and space and last name, where name equals missing and where type equals user. Now let's just see if that works. Error at the from. Oh, not update from scavenger hunt, just update scavenger hunt. Okay, so we go to buckets here. You can see I've got Matthew Groves. There we go. So I've got name combined now. I can leave first name and last name in there. It's not hurting anything, but do that. So I'm going to take this. Again, let me just take something off screen here for a second. I have a kind of a DDL file that I'm just kind of manually applying. Okay, combined, yeah. Yeah, so it's okay, you can see this. This is just kind of a script that I run by hand. Combine first and last name into one field. And I'll just run this script against the production database. Probably, yeah, that's no problem actually. I could do that before I even deploy this app. Run that against the production database because it doesn't actually remove first name and last name fields, so it's not going to disrupt anything. Going forward, if those are really causing problems or they're taking up too much space, we could eventually phase them out or unset them, whatever. Not a big deal. Okay. So it's time to commit, I think. Come a long way here. Let's see. Okay, so we added GitHub login and combined first last name into one field. And I can just sort of go through the diff here and show you what we changed. So there, it's removing the field. I always like to do this when I do commits. I even did this when I work with Calvin. Before I do a commit, I just go and diff every single file just to make sure I didn't forget to remove some code I commented out or something didn't make sense or maybe I forgot something. So, yep, that makes sense. Yep. This fix still needs to happen. If the document doesn't exist, yeah, not a big deal. That's a minor thing. Okay. And change the query to handle the first name, last name. Actually, looks like a better query now that I don't have first and last name combined. Indexes, added that one. I see you not using the green screen. Don't like it. Not working. Setup, change time. What's up? Huh? See you not using the green screen. What are you talking about? Oh, the green screen you gave me. Yeah, so I just haven't had time for it yet. It's actually, I don't know if my current office setup, I'm going to be able to put it. Like I tried to set it up, and then as I was telling you, it kept tilting over because I'm too dumb to realize that there are feet on the bottom, which you'd think a guy who worked with enough pop-up banners in his life would be obvious. But the other thing is, I think there's not enough room here behind the desk for it to get behind where I have the camera set up right now. So it's just kind of like half, 3/4 of the way behind me. And the other thing is that, I don't know if you saw this when you were here, Calvin, but I've got these track lights that came with the house actually. That they either don't work or the light bulbs are out or something. I haven't used them in a long time. And those would be really good for lighting, I think. So it's just a matter of time, really. I got to get it set up. I haven't really got any complaints about Chroma Cam recently. It's only like $40 or something, so I might just go with Chroma Cam. But I did get some complaints early on about the artifacts with Chroma Cam when I do this. I don't know, but it's nice to have options. And a green screen, I can certainly get some use out of it for other stuff too. Like if I'm actually doing like complete edited videos, stuff like that. You're still considering painting all the walls green. I think I told you, I had a friend, you may have met him, Andy, who painted like most or all of his basement green screen green for chroma key stuff. He does video editing and short films and stuff like that. Okay, that looks good. User service. Seriously makes a ton of sense after trying to make all this work. The thing is, I'd still be worried about lighting. Like it's not just, every single wall in the background would have different levels of light, right? So that's going to affect the chroma key too. So I don't know. And I removed a lot of this Octa stuff that was commented out, so that's fine. I still have a couple to-dos in there. Would like to get that stuff if I can figure it out. Added GitHub. Nice and neat. Yeah. But thank you very much for that green screen. It's very, very nice. Very, like it stands up and folds down nice and quick. I just might need to rearrange my desk a little bit, and then I need to figure out how to actually do green screen on this on the Streamlabs or whatever. It's probably super easy, but I'd be worried about light. Okay, that all looks good. All right, commit, and we'll push it off to still just a private repo right now. May open source it one of these days. You're still considering commandeering the spare bedroom for a true recording studio. So you're going to have an office and a recording studio. Okay. Chroma key is a filter you can apply to the webcam in OBS. Yeah, I figured it's something relatively straightforward, but I just haven't done it. Okay. The other thing I wanted to tackle, let me just take a quick look at my plan here. So we added GitHub, bam, added the Logout button, bam. Yeah, I do want to add this, the normal like login graphics for LinkedIn and GitHub, and probably spruce up the login page a bit, and then see if I can figure this out at some point. I'm probably not gonna get to that today, but there was another bug that I wanted to take a look at, and this one might take a minute to actually reproduce. But if I go to the admin page, and this is mildly annoying, if I go to users, and look at this, it works now. So that's my mgroves.com, and this is my couchbase.com. And here's the administrators. What happened, I could have sworn I tested this, but once you have more than one page of users, if I hit the next page, it throws an exception. So obviously that's probably an off by one error, which are the common kinds, right? But I need to actually put some data in there to try to reproduce this. So let's just, I don't know, we can copy a few of these just for quickness sake. I'll put a Calvin one in there too. How's that? Calvin at .netbytes.fm. I don't know if that's a real email address or not, but let's put it in there anyway. Calvin Allen. Oops. It ain't a real email address. It was, but I killed it off. So don't email Calvin at that email address. foo@bar.gov. That's a popular email address, right? Foobar. Okay, I don't know, a couple more just for good measure. What is happening? Baz at cooks.org. Sure. Oh, Baz Cooks. Baz Cooks. Okay, and what's another one? How about meeting time? All right, Calvin. Enjoy your meeting. Meeting@time.com. Meeting time. So then if I go back to this page and refresh, I should see a bunch of users on here. Fine. Now, I think there's like a page size somewhere. Yeah. If I change this to 5, recompile. I just hard-coded at 25. But to reproduce this, I'm going to make it smaller so that I don't have to create 30, 50, 75 users. What is the problem here? No, I want to do that. There we go. What? What is going on? Weird. Okay. Users. Okay. So now there's this next shows up. Bam. Error. Okay. So of course I wasn't seeing a friendly error in the production deployment, but it's fine. No one really has access to it anyway, except for me and a couple others. But what's the problem here? Not sent to an instance of an object. So we got user admin controller. And this is admin/users/1. Oh. Is it going? This may be a routing issue. How did I not come into this before? Yeah, get admin. Yeah, it's trying to go to here. Okay. So we'll just have to make this a little more explicit. That's all. Admin/user/page/something. Okay, and the link for that is down here somewhere. There's a next. Somewhere in. Yeah. /page/. Well, that is not the error I expect. I expect to be an off by 1. Okay, well, that nonsense. Add edit action. What is this? Add edit action. That's not related to. Okay. All right. So that should be refresh the page and it's fixed. Maybe. Restart. Admin users. Huh? Now what? Oh, okay. Because there's something else I need to change. This link right here. Admin users. Actually, let me think about this. Admin users /page. Can I have multiple routes? Will that work? I'm curious about that. Let's find out. Why is it doing this to me? Rebuild. All right, fire it up. Now it should work, right? You're gonna work? Okay. Users. Hey, look at that. That's pretty cool. Multiple routes. I've actually found an interesting case, but no, not that interesting because it's really kind of my own hackiness. That's done that. I could have also made this more specific and kept that one the way it was. Let's just double check to make sure those still work. They do. So foobar. Yep. All right, great. And we'll change the page size back to 25. And there we go. Bug fixed. Just do a quick diff to review. Yep, added that second route. That's pretty cool. And added a different link here for the next and previous. I didn't actually try previous. Or did I? Yeah. Anyway, it works. Okay, fixed paging bug with admin user list. Beautiful. Okay, so those are the two main things. Now, the only thing I have left to do is kind of punch up that authentication page. because it's not super pretty. It's kind of rough. We'll log out. Invite code. So this page right here is what I'm talking about. It just says authentication. All right, so view, authentication, sign in. Using the old Jumbotron, which is fine. I think I've been using that for other pages, right? Let me see. The invite code page. I kind of want to do the same kind of thing there. So let's just see what we got here. Container row. Oh, I got the nav over there. GitHub. Why do I do this? Off-canvas stuff. Do I really need that for the sign-up page? I don't think I do. So Jumbotron by itself is probably just fine. Okay, and sign in. To get started, please sign in. Okay, and you know, who does this well? I think, like if you go to Sessionize, they kind of do a similar thing. Where they have this not exactly what I'm going for, but close. Like, does a developer, do they provide graphics for that? I thought there was a built-in UI for that selection. I don't know, Calvin. Maybe there is. Built into what? ASP.NET. ASP.NET, thank you. Yes. Okay. Whoops. Not what I wanted to do. What is the problem here? But here's the thing. So the things that I'm adding, like LinkedIn and GitHub authentication, are not built into ASP.NET. So there probably would not be LinkedIn and GitHub icons for it. There may be Facebook, Twitter, and Microsoft, maybe Google, but not LinkedIn or GitHub. I could be wrong. You can create a new project with all that enabled. So what does that do? I'm just thinking the base you ought to start with and augment from that. So what you're suggesting is we'll just create a new little throwaway project and see what happens, right? ASP.NET Core Application, and we'll call this Delete Me. Yeah, that's fine. And authentication, I can add in what? Huh? Am I missing something here? Is there something with OAuth? No? Maybe not. You know, I think you're right, Calvin. There was something that would do that stuff. Yeah, some sort of template, but maybe they dropped it. I don't remember. Authentication. Huh. I don't know. Anyway, this shouldn't be that big of a deal to do kind of manually. Just need to figure out, like, I don't know, OAuth login icons. What are they called? Oh, here's something. We can register auth config. Yep. So this seems to support what you're saying, Calvin, but this is a bit old. This is 2012. I think they probably updated these icons since then. Yeah, I don't know. Just wondering if there's some sort of repository somewhere of these. Like, back to my... Let's go back to here. ESP.NET Contrib. No, that's not what I want. Contrib. Yeah, right here. Like, I mean, all of these, you probably wanted some sort of icon for. Oh, what's this? A link from Calvin. Scaffold identity and ASP.NET Core projects. Okay. Authentication. Yep. Identity, so I'm not seeing anything about OAuth yet. This is no auth. That's not what I want. Google, Facebook. Hey, what's this? Another link? I was just going to click on that, I think. Okay. Individual user accounts, okay. Apply migrations. Run the app and select the register link. Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Google, Microsoft. That's what I thought. And then there's other ones in third-party packages which they link to. That's very cool. They link to ASP.NET Contrib. All right. Services at blah, blah, blah. But I don't see anything about the actual UI. But we could walk through this and see what happens. So I'm just going to follow the steps that Calvin just had on that. Just sent a link to. Okay. Create new project. Select ASP.NET Core Web Application and select Next. Yep. Provide a project name. Yeah, delete me. Cproj, delete me. Okay, create, and then we're going to select ASP Core 2.2, right? Web application. Okay, that's something different. I didn't do this one, but not too much difference there. Authentication, select change, and it says individual user accounts. Okay. And it doesn't say to change this, but all right. Learn more about third-party open source authentication options. Okay. Okay, and select create. I could be way off on all this. I still use forms auth. Don't beat yourself up, Calvin. I think at one point, Learning Builder was trying to work towards becoming their own OAuth provider. Remember that was something that I briefly investigated while I was there. Either using OAuth or becoming an OAuth provider or both. So hypothetically, you could log in with your Learning Builder credentials to some other person's site, and then you could do some integration there. Yeah, you have one client that does that. Okay, that sounds about right. Oh, this is taking forever. Okay. Oh, it's in Docker. Oh, great. That's not what I wanted. I don't want it in Docker. Because then I can't easily see the file structure and stuff. Okay, let's run the app and select the register link. Do you have Docker set up to use Windows containers? I think you can choose when you do a new template for Visual Studio, but if you're asking if Docker for Windows is set up to use Windows containers, I don't think so. So here's my Docker settings. It's probably under advanced, right? No. I don't know. I switched Linux to containers on Docker Desktop, and then VS was having a fit. I don't think I ever enabled. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Right-click the icon in the icon area. It'll offer a switch to the other. Is there? I don't see that. Oh yeah, switch to Windows containers is what it says. So I guess I'm currently running Linux, which has got to be the default. Although I don't really remember. All right. So anyway, here is the. Here, so I click register, and okay, I'm still following along this tutorial here. Follow the instructions to apply migrations. What? Email and password for the new account, select register. I don't quite see what it's got to do with Facebook. Oh, there's more to it than this. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing anything about those icons. So I'm just going to take a shortcut, I think. You may use the ASP.NET SQL stuff. Could be. I don't know. Okay, delete me is being deleted. All right, scavenger hunt. So let's look at the login icons. IBM. Oh, here we go. OAuth 2.0 external authentication provider custom icon. So this person just did some CSS styling on it, which that's fine. Using classes instead of style. I'm thinking more like image. But I don't know. This is a button. It's a submit type, so maybe, I don't know, maybe I have to use a style on it. I'm just kind of wondering where to get the images from. So I'll give a quick vote to all these people for their hard work. OAuth icons. Let's get images. Let's see what we got here. Look at that mess. See, something like this is what I'm looking for. The sign in with Google. This is Android specific. Oh, light theme and dark theme. Oh, excuse me. This is kind of looking right. Freebie PSD. Sign in with Twitter, Facebook. All right. Nifty, but I'm looking for OAuth login icon. Just look for GitHub. What do we have here? It's got to be relatively mobile friendly as well. Where do I see a GitHub login button? Let's see. Where do I log in with GitHub? Oh yeah, Gitter. And discuss. Sign in to start talking. Alright, so this is kind of what I'm looking for right here. Let's just see what this is. You know, Bootstrap may have some stuff for this already. Yeah, this is just... Okay. Alright, we'll just do Bootstrap. What version of Bootstrap am I using here? I think I'm on... Oh, I don't know. Bootstrap 3. Bootstrap 3, 3.37, I guess. Okay. And we have some nice icons here somewhere. Where are they? Components? Yeah, glyphs. Nothing for GitHub or LinkedIn glyphs. So this is probably like a font awesome thing then, I guess. Alright, font awesome. Which is a CDN. That's pretty cool. But do they have what I want? GitHub and LinkedIn. Yes. Yes, they do. There's GitHub at least. LinkedIn. And yes, there's LinkedIn. Okay. Cool. All right, start for free. CDN powered kits, 1 line of code. Live in under 1 minute. Sure. Send me that kit. I don't know what that means, but let's do it. So coming up on 3 o'clock here. No email yet from Font Awesome. Is it in the spam folder? Yes, it is. A lot of stuff in the spam folder that shouldn't be there. You know, I'm noticing a lot of these in the spam folder, the emails that say, hey, we got your password and we've recorded video of you and all that. I've just seen a second wave of those. And it's just such an old, terrible password. It's embarrassing to me because I used to use such rotten passwords way back in the day. But it's just funny seeing like, hey, here's your password from 10 years ago. Let me blackmail you with it. All right, what do we got? You're so close to using your first Font Awesome kit. We just need to confirm your email address and finish setting up a new Font Awesome account we just created for you. I don't know if I need this kit, but why not? Let's finish setting up, okay? Let me put in a password here. Not an embarrassing password, but a securely generated LastPass password. Okay. All right, what's your first name? Matt. Last name Groves. You first used Font Awesome in, I don't know. Did we use Font Awesome at Heuristics, Galvin? I don't remember. Just in case, I will say we do now. Okay. Well, I don't know if you did that or not. I used some sort of glyphs or icons or something. So what is it, 2019? And I worked there in 2016? Does that sound right? I don't know why I'm stressing over this answer. I can never keep the dates on my resume straight. So I started with Couchbase April 2016, so 2016. 3 years, 6 months. So I'm at exactly a 3.5 year point right now. Cool. All right. Favorite awesome, fun, awesome icon. Ooh, what a tough question to answer. What's your favorite font awesome icon there, Calvin? I feel like I used to have a favorite icon for some reason that I never got to use anywhere. So these are all of them. I just want the free ones. Okay. Hey, these look good. Oh, let's go with Bolt. That's a good one. It's just called what? It's called FA Bolt. FA Bolt. Sure. All right, so add your kit's code to your project. Copy your kit's code. This is the kit code. All right, into the head of each template or page in your project where you want to use font awesome. Not sure how to do that. Any more guidance? We've got an example file, so I think I've got that covered. I'm not much of a designer, but I think I can find the layout page. That goes into the head, right? Somewhere around there. In the head, right? Where was I? Okay, to the head. Yep, now add icons to your project's UI. Start placing icons in your HTMLs. Okay. Add some style. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's do this. So the GitHub is just called GitHub, right? So that should be pretty easy for me to slot in there. Okay, where was it? Sign in? Yes, sign in. Like if I just do this and slot in this right here, is this going to work? Scheme.displayName. It's going to be LinkedIn or it's going to be GitHub. The page shut down. Yeah, darn it. I got booted. You got booted from Twitch? What is going on here? Chrome locked up my PC and it died. Why isn't this page load? What? What is the holdup? Having some real issues here with Visual Studio and .NET locking up my... So what is this? Why am I getting a 503? I'm still in preview 4. Maybe it's a preview issue. I don't know. I doubt it. What? What in goodness sakes is happening? There's no reason this page shouldn't be loading up. This website shouldn't be loading up. No reason. See, now it's loading. What did I do wrong? All right, invite code. Okay. What's going on here? Why isn't, what's the name of my kit called? It's called, something. AA2, whatever. There it is. Okay, it may be case sensitive. Okay, so that's better, but it's not showing up. Sign in, display name, so let's do a 2 lower. Is Bootstrap something going on here? Bootstrap and Font Awesome, are they fighting? Bootstrap cheat sheets. Font Awesome. Bootstrap 3037. Ah. Well then, it works fine. I class equals Font Awesome. Wait. Is it supposed to be FAS or FA? Neither one seems to be working. That's FA. Oh, wait a second. I class. Using a span. It's name prefixed with FA and the style you want to use. Oh, okay. So this is FAS, FAR, etc. Okay, I don't care about that, but why isn't this working? I can't think of why it's not. This is not awesome. Font awesome icon inside button bootstrap. I don't know. Yeah, this is old. Completely depends on the usage. So maybe instead of I use a span. I don't see why that would make any difference. Actually rendering the icon, and it doesn't. Let's go back over here to layouts. Maybe I suggest putting it in the head. Maybe I don't put it in the head because I should load after Bootstrap. I don't know. Just a thought. Doesn't seem to matter. The network isn't barfing. Oh, loading all kinds of stuff there. Is there a CSS file that I'm missing? That would make sense, wouldn't it? Font awesome. Lightning bolts. Start. Kits. I don't know. Let's look at kits. Adding project. So, yeah, just a script. That's all it's given me. Add some style. Yeah, I already did this. Oh, this is fab. In the wild. I'm afraid I can't GitHub that, Dave. This is taking way longer than it needs to. For a silly icon. But this is going to ensure that it's relatively mobile friendly, because these buttons will be properly responsive and stuff. So it might be worth it to look into this some more, but kind of not feeling it right now. Don't feel like fighting with icons, so I'm going to shut her down for today. We're at about an hour and 45 minutes in. Well, it's been a pretty slow day today. Let's see. Thanks, Calvin, for hanging out with me. And I should be back again on Tuesday. Maybe I'll make some time next week to work on the old chatbot. Take care of some of these little fun things to do. Oh, Calvin, you're welcome here any old time, of course. If you can think of any other fun ideas for a chatbot, if you want me to explore those in the stream, you can. Maybe next week I'll make some time. That's it for today. So let's see who we can raid. Twitch/team/live coders. Who is still kicking the Michael Jolly? I feel like I haven't raided Michael Jolly in a while. Well, it's pretty much going to be just you, Calvin. So maybe I'll just skip the raid today. Anyway, that's it. Have a good day, everybody.